Hi! Thank you very much for tuning back in. My name is Fonny. In my channel, I talk about my houseplant and my Hoyas. Today, it is another episode of Hoya Bloom series. I am really happy to be able to continuously producing Hoya Bloom series consecutively over spring and summer season. And today's Hoya is a Hoya that I have purchased around a year ago. I've never thought of flowering it under the condition that I'm providing it, but it just surprised me because I constantly see it pushing out new growth, but nothing really like a peduncle. And I have featured this one in my previous growth update because it has really deep purple coloration in the foliage. And I'm so happy to tell you that they also have very deep coloration in the flowers. It is Hoya Rosita. Hoya Rositas reminds me a lot of Hoya Wyeatii. At the time when I bought it, it is really elongated and is also really narrow. So I thought it is actually Wyeatii, just that they got sold in another name. But I give it a try. I just believe it is a Rosita, and it actually did not disappoint me. I confirmed that it is not a Wyeatii, but the one that I got is a Rosita. Start off with the first part. How long does it take to grow the first peduncle? In fact, the first peduncle I've seen growing back in May time. I saw it and I thought, oh, maybe that's the beginning of the blooming of Rosita. However, that peduncle disappeared. I kept looking at it for maybe a week, and after a week, I didn't really see it anymore. I can't find it basically. So I was like, maybe it just dropped off and died. And at the time, it has SPAFF Burtoniae beneath it. So Burtoniae just keep pushing out new flowers, so I didn't really have too much hope for Rosita. I just feel great that I have a flowering Burtoniae. So I did not have expectation until the beginning of July. A day before I go on my vacation, I saw a small peduncle grow. You can refer back to my flower house plant tour. It's a Hoya flower tour that I have created. I can link that video here. That peduncle that I show you there has actually bloomed. So I'm so happy that the peduncle didn't go either on dormant or it just dried out and dropped off. It actually continued growing, and allow me to show you today. So I would say in total it took around 10 months to grow the first peduncle, but it took a year to grow a peduncle that actually ended up a flower in my experience. Then we move on to the Peduncle Formation. I have video here to show you how that looked like from the first week. You can see that the peduncle is very small. It started just like other Hoya flowers. It has a relatively short length of peduncle when it started, and has a little bit of dot on the very end of the tip. And in the second week, it gradually grow, and that's the time when I left for the holiday. So I didn't really see how that gradually grow on the third week. However, at the point when I got back from my vacation, I already see that the bud has increased so much the size. And on the fourth week, it is the week when it just like drive like 200 kilometers per hour, like go on full speed in the growth in the peduncle. So it took around 4 weeks in total to grow from a tiny little dot all the way to the flower that you can see right now. Then we move on to the flower shape.
Look at the close-up of the flower shape. It is very dark in the corolla. It almost looks like the stem color, if you take a look at that. It's deep purple, and it also have a lot of nectar, and which makes the corona to look translucent. but I believe the corona should be the same color of the corolla. But because of the huge drip of nectar, it appears like light color. I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment down below. But you can also see the pedicel is much more green than Burtoniae. And if you look from the top, you can see the fuzzy corolla curls all the way backwards, gives it a hint of white on the edge. It almost looks like a smaller miniature version of GPS 735. Yeah, and you look at the side here, you can see how drippy it is for the nectar. Just combined together with leaf shape at the back, it just looks absolutely incredible with all of these stark coloration. I'm so happy to be able to show you this both side by side. On the left hand side it is Rosita, on the right hand side this one is Hoya Burtoniae, or SPAFF Burtoniae. You can see that for the flower shape it is very similar, both the size and also how the corolla and corona has structured. But if you look into the coloration, Rosita is definitely much darker in purple, and then Hoya SPAFF Burtoniae is much more pink in the coloration. And you can also see the pedicel is very light green, or even like white or light yellow for Burtoniae, but for Rosita it is very green, as you can see at the back there. But both of the flower is extremely cute. This one looks like a red bean on the left, and the right looks like a candy. Both of them smells very similar, I would say, but it is such a nice coloration.
Move on to the flower scent. Actually, it smells really similar to Hoya Burtoniae / Hoya SP Affinity Burtoniae. It smells really caramel taste. It smells like caramel and had that kind of sweet scent that when it's opened, you can smell it if you sniff hard. But I would say it doesn't have a strong scent as Burtoniae or as Hischeliana, but it has a really strong floral nectar. I mean, it's just have so much floral nectar just dripping. So my cushion is kind of suffering, but it's all right. It's all right. I just need to clean up. And let's move on to the flowering duration. Today is the first day of the Hoya flower opened. I will leave a comment here to tell you in total how long can it last for. Hopefully is a week or even more. Then we move on to the Peduncle Nature. It is a good news. Even though this is the first time I've flowered Rosita, from the characteristic of the peduncle, it looks like it is a rebuttable peduncle. And I am pretty sure it is because it looks very similar to Wayetiae and very similar flower as Burtoniae. So I'm hoping that it is. Let me know in the comment down below if you have another experience, if it is not a rebuttable peduncle in your experience. And last part, the care tips. For Hoya Rosita, I kept it in my room environment. Temperature is between 15 to 31 in summertime. And the humidity varies significantly. When it's not raining, when there's no cloud, is around 20% of humidity. And if there is rain coming in, it's probably up to 70%. So I wouldn't say humidity is a significant factor of flowering Rosita. In my experience, it feels like it's more about the maturity of the plant. I kept it for 1 year and it has so much foliage pushed out, And after all of these foliage pushed out, it finally pushed out a lot of new buds and peduncle. So I believe it's more related to the maturity of the plant. And with regard to watering, I also use a self-watering system. I use a transparent pot, and I also have a wick to wick up water, which means that it's always constantly moist in the soil substrate. I water it around once every 7 to 10 days. And for the light, it is right next to my south-facing window. And that's the reason why it had deep purple color, almost black at some part. So yeah, the higher light that you provide, the deeper color that the leaf will get. So yeah, that's everything I know about Hoya Rosita. If you have any recommendation for everyone here watching this video to know your care tips, please leave your comment down below. If you have any question regard to the care tip or question on specific things about Hoya Rosita, also leave your comment down below and we can discuss further. If you like this type of content and you would like to let me know this is the content that you like and you would like me to continue producing similar content, please like this video and share this video with friends. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out next time. Until next time, I wish everyone is having a great day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.